Hello and welcome to another episode of Tour de Core. And Tour de Core, of course, is the series where we take a deeper dive into WordPress. But this specifically is the Training Wheel series, where we start from the beginning for people that have less experience with WordPress. And I essentially show you the whole process of creating a WordPress site from zero to a finished website. And up until now, we have been working on the Pack Products website that will come sometime in the future when I get to finish it. But today we have a new website that we're going to be working on, and it's for Team Heresy, which is an Age of Empires 2 competitive team. They have a few very good players on there. They're up and coming, and Pack Development is a sponsor of theirs. And so part of our sponsorship includes making them a new website. And yeah, that's what's going to be happening now. We have finalized the design, and today I'm going to start working on it, and hopefully I'll be able to finish it soon-ish. So first of all, we're gonna start with, where's my, hold on a second, I had this somewhere. Yes, setting up the project. So internally within our company, we use our own instance of GitLab, which is kind of like GitHub, but you host it yourself, or you can use gitlab.com, which is an alternative to GitHub. And it offers pretty much the same features, even some are better, some are worse. Yes. I mean, but honestly, it looks good though, using that image. It's fine. It's not like it's pixelized or anything. So, yeah, not too bad. Yeah, so comparable to GitHub very much. We host it ourselves so that we can own our data and stuff like that, and we can have full control over it. They do have premium features that if you pay for them on gitlab.com, you can use them. This is the community edition, but it works just fine for us. So what I did here is I created a new group for Heresy, and groups let you organize one or more projects together, usually more than one project, but yeah. And it makes it easy to control who has access to all of the projects within that group and stuff like that. Very useful. That way you don't pollute the global scope of projects. A little slow. Okay, yes, I guess it does load a little bit slow. Yes. Hold on a second. Well, oh, it's a 5,000 by 5,000 page. Yes, that is not a good idea. Do not recommend. Oh, that's funny. But yeah, on gitlab.com you can have free private repositories, unlike GitHub where you have to pay for it. And it's pretty nice. So here's their pricing. There's the free one, and you have unlimited private projects and collaborators. So that's pretty cool. You know, much better than GitHub in that regard. Bitbucket also has free private repositories as well. So it's not just GitHub. There's multiple options out there. And so now within this group for Heresy, I'm going to create a new project, and it will be what are we going to call that? Sure, website for now. Visibility level. So you can control, because this is in a group already, I cannot change the visibility level since the group visibility level is private, but you can change between different types of visibility. No readme, thank you. Yeah, and I just create project, and here it is. Now what I have to do with this is yeah, well, I mean, you might be able to support it to something else if you have it set up for GitHub. GitLab does have an API as well, if that's what you're using to interact with GitHub. How is the thing, by the way? Okay, chat's readable on the stream. That's cool. Okay. So yes, this is the empty report. Oh, I meant something else when I said set up the project. I meant set it up in PHP Storm. That's fine. Switch over. So I'll make a new directory. Local.heresy.gg, and I'll create a new project. PHP empty project, yeah, that's fine. Local heresy.gg. Open a new window. Okay, I'll open a terminal in here, and I'll get back to that in a second. Although I could probably... Okay, I'll have to read the instructions next. Okay, so we have the Git repository. We'll come back to grab these commands later on. But right now, I should set up Bedrock, which if you missed the first part from the other series of pack products, Bedrock is, well, it's written right here. It's a boilerplate for WordPress that makes it easier to use cool tools like Composer for managing WordPress, WordPress plugins, WordPress themes, and I like it because it makes it possible for me to keep track of only some of the files. I only have to check in some of the files within the repository, because usually if you... So there's multiple ways that you can keep track of a WordPress project within a Git repository. One way is to just have the Git repository at the root of your website and have almost everything in there, usually with a smart git ignore file to ignore things like uploads and develop config PHP and stuff like that. But this includes a lot of files. Then anytime a plugin is updated or WordPress is updated, you have huge change sets in the repository, which is not very fun. And then the repository itself is larger and blah. The other option that I have used previously is to have one or two repositories, one for the theme itself and another one for the plugin that I usually develop with any custom website. That's nice. The problem with this is if you somehow lose your files and you only have the repository, it's very difficult to restore the whole site because you need to figure out which plugins were active and stuff like that. So also not ideal. And the way you can do it with Bedrock and with other tools as well, but Bedrock just makes it super easy. You have your Composer JSON and your Composer log files at the root for your repository, and when you initialize your project, you pretty much have like maybe 20 or 30 files that you check into your Git repository, and everything else is just not there. And if someone wants to start working on that project, they check out the repository and they run Composer install, and it just sets everything up. It downloads WordPress, it downloads all the plugins, and yeah, it's super easy. So that's why I'm using Bedrock. It's new. Like this is the second project I'm using it on, but I'm happy with it so far. Okay, so I think, let's see if Composer will let me do that. So what we have to do is we have to go in one folder, one directory above where we want to set up our project. So I want to set it up in loco.heresy.gg. What I'm going to do is Composer, create project, root/bedrock, and then I'm gonna say that I want it installed in local Heresy GG, and let's hope that this will actually work. I assume it should, but who knows. We have to wait a little bit for Composer to do its Composer thingy. And it says la. It's not empty. How's it not empty? Oh, come on. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this. So .idea, this is the PHP Storm directory where it stores all of its configuration files and stuff. I'm gonna close this project, and I'm going to run the command from the other project. First, I'll remove the .idea folder, and hopefully it will just recreate it. So now I'll run Composer, create project, again root/bedrock, local Heresy. Okay, there we go. So now it's installing roots, the Bedrock, specifically the Bedrock package, and it's requiring all of the necessary components, necessary other packages, and it's doing all this magic stuff on its own. There's nothing we have to do really. Okay, so it's done doing all of that stuff. Let's see if it will let me open Heresy in a new window. Okay, seems like it worked. Okay, now PHP Storm is doing its thing, indexing all the files and whatnot. It's a little bit slow during that time, and with the stream it's not helping for sure. Okay, I created its own directory again, so everything's good. Okay. What I can do right now is I can go back to our GitLab instance to grab the code for setting up the repository. So I guess what we start with is git init, which if you haven't used Git, it initializes an empty repository and the current directory, and then git remote at origin, and then this address tells the Git repository to have remote source, essentially, that is called origin and has this URL. Then git add dot, it just adds everything in the current directory, and then git commit creates a commit with a particular message, and then git push origin master pushes your local code over to the remote, specifically to the remote named origin. So I'm going to copy this over. Git init first, and it says initialize empty git repository and blah blah blah, and then I'm going to paste the command for adding the remote, and I'm going to run git status to see what is currently untracked. So it shows me everything that is currently not staged for committing, which would get, when you're creating a commit, you can commit individual files that you have changed. You don't have to commit everything. But in this case, since this is the initial commit, I really want to just add everything. I'll run git status again to see what exactly has been added. And so as we can see here, we have a bunch of stuff in the idea folder, which I'm still not sure if I should be committing those. Maybe some of those don't need to be committed, don't need to be added to the repository. I haven't figured that out yet. Then we have all of our other stuff, config files, which is not where you put any credentials or anything like that. This is just if you want to set up certain things like logging and whatnot, depending on the type of environment you're running in. And then just a few folders with the git keep file. And that's about it. Okay, everything looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and do git commit. I'll say that this is my initial commit. And I will git push origin master. Okay, and it says that it sent it to our remote and it created a new branch master. Our local master is the same as a remote master or something like that. And now if I reload the repository over here, we'll see the details that I've pushed the new branch. And if I go to repository, we'll be able to see all the files in here. So that's all good. With that setup, okay, so setting up a project, git repository, Bedrock, Sage. Okay, so yeah, the next step would be to set up Sage, which Sage is a WordPress starter theme, which starter theme essentially means that it's a theme that you can change in any way you want, and it doesn't, like, you can delete everything that it has, but then why are you using a starter theme in the first place? You can modify things freely. You're in full control essentially, unlike parent themes where you cannot change everything, or you have to make sure that you update them and things like that. Starter themes are meant to be to turn into your own theme once you're done using them. So it's very simple instructions. You obviously, first of all, you obviously need to have Composer. We already used it, but you need to have it installed. You need to have Yarn installed. There's plenty of tutorials online how to do that for your particular operating system. Just look it up and you should be good to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my project exactly as it says here. So first of all, though, keep in mind that you want to go into web app themes in the web app themes directory. They don't say that in the tutorial, but that's where you need to run composer create project, because they will usually create it within the same directory. So composer create project root Sage, and I'll say Heresy because that's the folder I want this project to be created in. And we hit enter. And again, we have to wait a bunch for Composer to do its magic. Again, it's downloading the Sage package from roots, and then it's looking up all of its dependencies, it's resolving them, and then installing all of them. Most of these loading from cache have been already cached since the last time I set up Sage locally, so that was nice. Now there's a simple setup. After creating the project, you have set up a theme name. In this case, it's Heresy. Theme URI, Heresy GG. Theme description, a custom WordPress theme for the Heresy AOE 2 theme. Okay, theme version, definitely not 909. I like starting with 001 and then bumping it as I see fit. Usually, rarely, I remember to do that. Theme offer, pack development, theme offer URI, packdev.com, local development URL of WP site. So this is the URL that you'll be loading your website from. So in this case, it's local.heresy.gg. Path to theme directory. App themes Heresy. So they're saying the example is that will be content themes Heresy. The default will be app themes Sage. In this case, we're not setting it up in the Sage directory, we're setting it up in the Heresy directory. So we changed that to app themes Heresy. Okay, which framework would you like to load? I'm going to go with Foundation again, just like with Pack Products. I've been very impressed with the framework, and I'm happy to keep using it. Are you sure you want to override the following files? Yes. Yes, I do. Nah. Okay, and that's all. Please run yarn and yarn build to compile refresh scaffolding. Okay, I can do that. So I need to change directory into Heresy and then run yarn and yarn build as it's saying over there, and the instructions. So we do that right now. What it's going to do is it's going to read the package JSON file, and then it's going to find all of the packages that we need, all of the npm packages in this case. Similar to Composer, it's going to resolve all of the dependencies, then download the packages and get everything set up and up and running. Which here's the package JSON and has a bunch of scripts, hence a bunch of dev dependencies all prepped for us to use, so we don't have to set them up ourselves. And yeah, once all of this is done, I'm going to go back up to, I'm going to add all of the new files that were created and commit them and push them to the repository again. Again, there's a little bit of waiting. Okay, so I compiled successfully, blah, blah, blah. Git status. Okay, yes. Git status. Yeah, so it says that just Heresy hasn't been added. So I'll add Heresy. I'll run git status again. And we have a bunch of new files, which are all from the theme. And we're going to commit them. Saying edit, set up the Heresy WordPress theme. I press Ctrl X to exit, so this is specific to the nano editor. If you use a different editor, then you do whatever you need to do to save the file. So save and exit is what you need to do, and that tells Git that you're ready with your commit message. And again, I'll do git push origin in order to send my. Okay. If you're new to Git, it has very helpful messages overall. For example, this is a perfect example. You know, I haven't set my upstream. I haven't said where I want my local master branch to go to by default, and so it says that I need to run git push -- set upstream origin and master. I don't have to look that up. I don't have to know what it does. I just do it, you know, because that's the recommended thing. If you want to look it up, you can, but it's very easy to just follow along. Another very useful thing is in here, So in git status, again, there's a very helpful message. You can use git add and then the file to include in what will be committed. And then once I did add the Heresy directory, it said that I can do git reset head file to on stage. So what it does is if I added a file on accident, I can take it out of the commit so that I don't commit it to the repository. Okay. Okay, so I sent my latest changes to the repository, so that's all good. What IDE? I'm using PHP Storm. Honestly, until like less than a year ago, I was fully I was in the I'm never using an IDE team camp, but now I'm completely on the IDE side. Yeah, the things that PHP Storm can do and can do much better than any other editor I've used before are like amazing. Like it's a lot of things that it can do very well. Its auto completion works much better than in Sublime or in Visual Studio Code, which I've used before. Its speed is okay. It has cool search and replace filters, has cool refactoring functionality where you can like change functions and it just updates it everywhere, like rename functions, and it updates all the references everywhere and stuff like that. You hate the command line? I mean, the command line is nice though. I mean, well, once you get used to it. But specifically with Git, there isn't like that much stuff that you have to do. That's why I always use the command line for Git, even though there is a decent, I imagine, it's somewhere. Let me find it on here. Version control there. So even though PHP Storm has a decent version control stuff, which I never used, so I don't know what it does, but yeah, I don't know. I just use the command line, essentially. Cloudline. Yeah, I mean, Cloudline is not bad. You know, it's nice that you can access it from anywhere. But I mean, I like my local setup. I lug my laptop everywhere around me with me, so yeah. Okay, so now we have the WordPress theme installed. I need to set up the database. For that, I'm going to just use PHP admin mp4. So this is the name, and then this is the collation, I think it's called. Yeah. For the database, I use UTF-8 MB4. I think general CI, I think there's, or you can use Unicode CI as well. Yeah, collations are complicated. I don't know much about them. I'm gonna lie to you if I try to explain them. So look it up if you're curious, essentially. Yes, the refactoring is top notch in PHP Storm. Like, yeah, with a huge project. I'm currently in the middle for another project. I'm in the middle of rebranding. So all of the code, essentially, where we're like changing the brand. Well, we changed the brand a long time ago, but now we're actually getting rid of the references in the code as well. And yeah, refactoring in PHP Storm has been very helpful. It has saved me a lot of painful hours of manual work. I mean, it's still gonna take a long time regardless, but yeah. Okay, so I have the database created. Now what I need to do is I need to edit the .env file for the site. Let's see. I will update some of these on my other screen though, but let's see. Okay, so I can generate keys. Okay, yes, add them, whatever. Yeah, so PeachStorm just now asked me if I wanted, there were new files that I found that were not part of the Git repository, and it was asking me if I want to have it add them for me. So that's very nice, very considerate of PeachStorm. Okay, so in here you have to enter your database name, your database user, and password. I'll do that in a second. Oh, that's kind of cool, interesting. DB host, DB prefix. I could use a different prefix potentially. Okay. Yes, I have localhost. Okay, I will switch over here for a second. And I will put some stuff in there. And I think that is everything I need to do. Okay, and let's see if I load local.heresy.gg. We have a bad gateway. Okay, I know why we have a bad gateway. Okay, so what I need to do now is I need to set up my Nginx configuration. So all I'm going to do is go to etc Nginx sites available, and I'm going to copy over the site for pack products to add the configuration for pack products to a configuration for Heresy, and I'm going to edit that configuration. I wanted to listen in port 80, so that's fine. The root directory though is different, so it's heresy gg and /web, which this is part of Bedrock. So Bedrock keeps all of the files in a subfolder called web. Whereas with a traditional WordPress site, usually, well, I guess you can really put the root anywhere you want. But yeah, okay. I'll change the server name. So this is how Nginx will know that this configuration file should be loaded when someone's trying to access this domain name. And the rest of the stuff I can pretty much keep the same, honestly. Yeah, I'll keep that stuff the same. And now I need to reload. I guess we can test the configuration file. Everything's okay. Okay, so you can either do sudo service nginx reload, or you can do sudo system control reload nginx service. And as always, in Linux and maybe in Windows too, Linux and Mac, well, anytime you're on the terminal, autocompletion is your friend. Use it as much as you can, you know, save some keystrokes here and there. So here's, I type sys, okay, I type system C, and I press tab, and it added TL. Okay, this one was not a good example, but then I type re, and I press L, okay, rel, and then I press tab, and it adds reload, NGI, tab, and it completes the whole nginx.service. Okay, so that reloaded the service, and now we should see the installation page for WordPress, or not. Okay, let's make sure that this is trying to load from our local site. Headers, it is using the local IP address. Okay. Oh, I know. Ha. Okay, so I created this config file in sites available, but Nginx is actually loading everything from sites enable. So what I need to do is I need to create a symbolic link for Nginx sites available. I need to link from local Heresy to sites enabled. And now I need to reload Nginx. And now when we go back to the browser, ta-da, we see the WordPress install page. In this case, I'm just gonna follow through with it, but I will show you the code instead. Team Heresy. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Okay, save, login. And we have a WordPress site. Yay. Yeah, this is the famous 5-minute installation of WordPress. Takes less time than that if you exclude the time to set up a database and download WordPress and all that. But yeah. Yeah, okay, so we have a brand new WordPress website. We have a theme. Which theme is that? Oh, we have way too many themes. Yeah, so we have 2019 active right now. Let's activate Heresy. Oh, that's funny. And now what I like to do, because I don't want any of those themes really, is okay. Oh, so they're not here. Okay, then I guess I won't delete them. So in this case, the themes are actually in the WP folder where we have WP content, but we don't actually use this WP content. So anything in here is pretty much just not being used. The cool thing is that it doesn't go into the repository or anything. So, you know, I guess I can remove everything from here. And simple way to do that is just rm, go into the themes directory, rm for remove, minus f for force, and r, capital R for recursive, and just type 20 and star. All gone. Much better now. And if we go over to the themes page, we now see that we only have one theme, which is Heresy, and that's all we want. We don't want someone to accidentally switch a theme on the site and break stuff. We don't have any plugins header, so that's cool. Okay, so okay, let's see what we have in the config files. Environments, development. I think we're running off the development one. I'll show you that in a second. Yes, okay. So in the .env file there is a WP_env configuration, which is development by default, and that means that it's going to load the development.php file from the environments directory from config. And in here what we can do is we can change a bunch of stuff. For example, I don't like when errors are visible now. You don't have to do this. This is just me obsessing over PHP coding standards and applying them automatically. WP debug, yes, we want that to be true while we're developing. Debug display, we want that to be false. At least that's my preference. But I do want debug log to be true. So what this combination is going to do is that there will be debugging enabled within WordPress. So WordPress is not going to suppress all of the errors. It's not going to show them on the website, so they won't be visible. Nice thing about this is if you have an error during an AJAX request, it's not going to mess up your JSON, and it will log all errors to a debug.log file usually. Which I think just recently they made it so you can do. I read that. I wonder if they updated the codecs. Probably not. Just recently they added the ability for you to specify where that debug log is going to be. Improve logging. Let's see. I recently read that article. It was probably on the Make WordPress. Core. Let's see. JavaScript summary. What's new in Gutenberg? Dev chat agenda. Make.wordpress.org is a good place for you to keep up with the WordPress project and the various aspects of it. So this in particular is a blog for the core team, and they post all sorts of useful updates. Come on. Is there any way I can see just no? Maybe. I don't want all the comments. Dev chat agenda, blah blah blah. Release day. What's new in Gutenberg? Come on. I know I saw it. I think it was released in WordPress 5.1. I guess I could probably just look up the release info for WordPress 5.1. That'll probably be smarter. Other posts. I'm so close. Field guide, okay. Let's see. Yes, okay. Updates to values allowed for the WordPress. Yes, okay. Miscellaneous developer focus changes in WordPress 5.1. Yeah, so you can now define the OP debug log to use a path. So that way your debug log is not necessarily within your assets folder. So that's not a bad idea. What we can do, what folders do we have? We don't have any folders. Okay, well, how about we do a new folder and we call it app storage. And within that, I'll make another folder called logs. And we'll make a new file, git keep, just a text file. Okay. And in the debug log, we're going to do home tc www. So the full path to this app storage logs debug log. Okay, so that should do the trick. However, I do need to update the git ignore. So let's see. application app storage star, except for app storage logs. I guess maybe anything that's .git keep. Okay, let's see what this will do to git status. Modified git ignore, modified. Where's my new folder though? Does this need to be ***? No. Okay, well, I guess let's say specifically logs. Oh, new file. Okay, I didn't see it. It was right here. Yeah. Okay. Let's git reset to make sure. App storage. Git status. Git status. Yeah, so now it's not there. Logs git keep. What? It is here. App storage logs git keep. That's weird. It ignores this though. That's weird. Which link do you want me to post? For oh, okay. Yep, I got it. If I can get my mouse over. Let me grab this link. Yeah, so let's do the 5.1 field guide. Here's the link. And here's the link as well. What? I can post links if I wanted to. Is it not letting me post links in my own stream? YouTube. What you doing? Sign in to chat. What? I am set. 1 second. YouTube kicked me out. Yes. Okay, let's try again. There we go. Okay. Post it on YouTube chat as well. Wait, okay, yeah, it's in both places now. Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out why in the world. So git ignore. I shouldn't have to add git ignore. I don't think. Not app storage. Okay, let's see if this file is actually called like that. It is called like that. Wait, what? Weird. Okay. Yeah. What's your problem? What are the other git keeps? Add plugins git keep. It's just an empty file. I'm confused. So everything in app storage except for git keep. That's how it should work. Ignore everything in web app plugins except for web app plugins git keep. Seems like it should work to me. Why is it not working now? App storage, logs, git keep. Paths are ignored by one of your git ignore files. How is it ignored? Git, what you doing? Okay, what if I had git ignore? No, that's not it. Is there another one maybe? .env starve, except for .env example. No. That is weird. Oh, is it because I have to? Okay, so maybe I have to. Okay, let's touch another file and logs in app storage actually. Git keep. So let's try and do this. Okay. App storage test. Okay, so app storage test is ignored. But it's not adding the logs folder. So I'm guessing I have to manually exclude it. So logs, git keep. Okay, let's try this. Yeah, there we go. No. Oh, is there a logs? No, there isn't. Okay. I wish it would show me which oh, by one of my git ignore files. Is there more than one git ignore file? There is, but they're all in a different place, so that shouldn't matter. Okay, well, I'm wasting way too much time on something so silly. Let's see, git show which rule and git ignore friends file. Staged. When git ignores your git ignore. Okay, that's interesting. Git check ignore. Files excluded by git ignore. Tracked files are not shown at all since they're not subject to exclude rules. See no index. Matching no index. Blah blah blah. Okay, well, let's take a look. So, git check. What? Check ignore. Is that another plugin? Oh, okay, git check ignore. App storage. Logs test. Why is logs being ignored though? Explain. Verbose, okay. Git ignore to app storage. Okay. I understand that. Oh, okay. No. No. Haha, okay. Okay, yeah, there we go. So I had to add, specifically I had to say, don't ignore the logs directory, but now I have to say I ignore everything in the logs directory. Because otherwise, okay, so let me show you what's gonna happen if I don't have that in place. Let's touch another file and app storage, logs, testing. So now if I add app storage logs git ignore git keep, you can see that app storage logs testing is still, I can still add this to the to be staged, which is not what we want. We want to ignore everything except for git keep. There, and so we have to do that. Yeah, so ignore files and things like that are a little tricky, especially when you work with multiple directories. I feel like there should be a way to just ignore everything in multiple levels, or allow everything on multiple levels. Not sure. But yeah, so we ignore everything in app storage, but then we say, okay, keep, allow git keep in app storage, then allow the logs directory in app storage, then forbid everything in the logs directory in app storage, but then allow git keep in the logs directory in app storage. Yeah, a little bit roundabout, but it gets the job done. Okay, so I'll add all the files and commit again. Committing frequently is not a horrible habit to have, because bad things happen, power outages, broken computers, you know. So Git is your friend. What did I do? Updated git ignore files, enabled. I wonder if I can. Let's have a horrible way of testing this, but apps path. Okay, so we already do have that, except for its web dev-op. What we need instead is the name. This will give us. See, I think we need something like this. Okay, local heresy GG. Yes, and then we want /app storage. /log/debug log. Okay. Yes, so this is what we're going to use. This way it's not hard-coded to the local path on the system, but instead can be used on any system. So I will cancel this, and I will check my status, and let's see. So I'll add everything again, and I'll commit, and I'll say I updated the git ignore file, and I enabled file logging for the development environment. Oh, I guess enabled WordPress debug logging for the development environment. And again, I save my changes and I git push origin. Okay, I'm going to go clear to clear up my terminal because it got messed up. Okay, so with that being said, I think we are well into our list of tasks to do. So we have Sage set up, we have Bedrock set up, the Git repository, the project itself is set up too. So the next thing is to start implementing the design, which I think is pretty cool. We'll get to that in a minute. Yeah, okay, let me reload this page. All good, super ugly, but we'll make it look much prettier than that. I will take a 2-minute break and I will be right back. And I'm back. Okay, so now what we have to do is we have to start working on the design part of the thing. But before that, real quick, I want to fix a pet peeve of mine. So Sage uses coding standards that are quite a bit different than the WordPress coding standards, which bugs me because I'm used to the WordPress coding standards. So I'm going to go ahead and edit the editor config file, and I want my indent style to be tab. Is there a completion? Yes, there is. Nice. I want my indent size to be 4. End of line, line feed. That's correct. Yep. So in PHP, indent size 4. I guess it's saying that it's unused probably. Option duplicates parent and can be removed. Okay, we'll remove that. It's fine. And for the views, again, I want my indent size to be 4, which can be removed again. So that's fine. Okay, so what I'm going to do now. Okay. Is use a handy dandy feature of PHP Storm and make it so that themes. Let's see. I'm going to ask it to change all of my files from the old way, which was using spaces and stuff, which I don't like, to the new way, which is using tabs. Let me show you in particular. So we're in Heresy. Let's look, for example, at the config file, assets.php. So you can see all of this is spaces. I don't like spaces, just personal preference. So what I'm going to do now is click on the folder, click refactor, I think. No, code. Reformat code. I want to include subdirectories. Clean up code, yes, sure. I don't want any filters, so I want this to apply to everything. Hopefully it will ignore. Project files. Will this exclude libraries? I hope so. I'm hoping that PHPStorm is smart enough not to touch library files, library roots. For example, it has marked node modules and vendor as a library root directory. So hopefully it's smart enough to leave those untouched. And we click run. And it's doing its magic. Okay, I guess it did touch some other files. No, why you do this? No. Okay, yeah, that's gonna take a long time. Let me cancel that. Cancel? Can I not cancel? That was a mistake. I guess I can do each of the photos individually. If I can cancel this. Come on. Oh god. Oh god, did it die? Oh god. No. I might have to kill it. No. Let me see. Yeah, PHPStorm is going a little bit crazy right now. Welp. Sure. There we go. We lost PHPStorm. It's okay. We'll start it again and see if anything got super messed up. But hey, that's why we have Git repositories and stuff. It is opening the wrong project though. I will switch to the other one. Oh wait, it's loading both projects, I think. Let's see. Yep. Okay. Close the tip of the day. Close this one. Let's see how much of a mess we have in here. Okay, maybe not a lot. We'll see. If anything breaks, I will reinstall all of the yarn dependencies. But for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on app this time and individually reformat the code in the specific, in the specific directories, because we don't have that many yet. Yeah, and as you can see now, if I do git status again, we'll see nothing changed. Okay, really? Wait, did I already do that? Okay, so, oh, I haven't saved it. Okay, yeah. So I'll save the file and git status now shows us all the files in the app directory have been changed. And I'll do the same thing for each of the folders. Reformat that. This I don't care about. Resources, yes, I do want to reformat that one as well. I don't want to touch vendor. And the other files in here, I guess I'll leave as they are for the moment, because I'm not really gonna edit any of those anytime soon. So that's fine. Okay, so now git status should say that we have a bunch of files that were changed. So now I'm going to add all of them and commit and say updated editor config and reformatted code to use tabs instead of spaces. Again, git push origin so that all of the code can be safely stored, well, safely, as safe as it can be, on a different place other than my computer. And now we can actually get to the fun part of implementing this design. So here's the design for the homepage. Again, we're doing mobile first, so we're going to start building the mobile design first, and then we're going to build the desktop version as well. So here's the homepage of the players, tournaments, things like that. Ability to connect with them. And yeah. Okay. Just like last time, I'm going to start with general stuff, like setting up the fonts that are used on the site, setting up the colors, and then I get to setting up the parts that are the same on every page, usually the header and the footer. And once I have those in place, I pick a specific feature and I work on that. So maybe I work on what an internal page is going to look like, or maybe I'm going to work on what the footer is going to look like, and I mean the home page or whatever. Okay, so I am going to need some resources to help me with this because I don't remember a ton of stuff. So this is the foundation documentation, foundation.zurb.com/sites/docs. This is where they describe everything from specific to foundation, and it definitely helps a lot, and I search for it a lot when I need a question answered. I can close all these. Okay. However, I would go back to Sage and read their documentation because they have, okay, so yarn, theme director, then run yarn, unnecessary dependencies, browser sync. So we do need to update the dev URL at the bottom of resources assets config JSON. So let's go ahead and do that. Resources assets config. Dev URL local heresy GG. Okay, so this is already correct. Proxy URL will be localhost on port 3000, which that's perfectly fine with me. And once we have that, let's see. Let me show you configurations in PHP Storm. They're pretty cool. So in here we can add a configuration. I can use a template, for example, npm, which in this case it's the same as yarn. And here I can pick which package JSON specifically I want to use. If you have multiple ones, it will find all of them and it will suggest them in this dropdown. In this case, I only have the Heresy one. The command should be run. Yeah, that's fine. And the script will be start, I believe. And package manager, I want to use yarn. So here it is in the dropdown. It finds all of my package managers, and I can just use yarn right here. Node interpreter. If you have multiple versions of Node, you can switch between those as well, which is pretty cool. And apply. Okay. And now in here in this drop down I have start, and I press the green button and it does its magic. I have to adjust this. Yeah, Webpack is watching the files, blah, blah, blah. Oh no. I'm gonna have to adjust some things because this is failing now because of my changes. So I need to figure out where they keep their lint, style lint. Okay. Okay. Extend style lint config standard. Okay. So let's figure out style lint config standard SAS or CSS, whatever. Use tabs. I've already looked that up before. Oh, indentation tab, there it is. Okay. Rules. So I just have to add this to my rules list. Okay, I'll save this. Let's see if the changes picked up. No, then I'll just open up one of the files. Styles, main SCSS. I'll make a silly change, save it, and see if it's going to complain about error still. Empty line before a comment, that's fine. Indentation of one tab. Okay, well, we have less issues now, definitely. Common style variables. So let's take a look at the variables. Why are you using doubles? What? I don't know what that was. Expected empty line before comment on line 2. Okay, empty line, empty line, empty line, and line 11. So I think this one. Okay, and now it should hopefully stop complaining. There we go, compiled successfully. And if we switch over, there we go. It's working correctly now. Sweet. Okay. Now let's set up some colors and fonts, I guess. Let's see. What fonts are we using here? Tangerine. Okay. Heresy. Okay. Regular, bold. Tangerine, regular, and bold. Okay. Again, tangerine, bold. Okay. Okay, I think that's more or less our fonts that we're using here. Maybe this is different. Prima. Okay, I'm not sure if we need to have a separate style for that, but that's okay. Okay, let's go to Google Fonts and grab all of the fonts that we need. Make a nice little bundle. Let's start with Tangerine. Tangerine. Add this. Customize. So Tangerine, regular, and bold, I believe we have. So this one's regular, and this one down here is bold. Okay, the next one is Heresy. Heresy. Add this one in. And from that one we have regular and bold, I'm imagining. So this is regular. Regular. We only have regular. Okay, well, it doesn't hurt to have bold as well. I guarantee you that. Okay, yeah. Oh, let's do regular and semi-bold. I guess semi-bold maybe. Yeah, okay. And I feel bad including it just for this. I bring a regular. Yeah, we might get what? Name copied. Weird. Okay, well, I'm not sure what this looks like. Maybe Open Sans. It's probably not gonna be a perfect match, but 2012. Jesus, it's not 2012 at all. Yeah, it's quite different. Roboto. No. Okay, well, whatever. Let's do. I really should just use whatever font is available on the sans serif OS fonts fallback. CSS sans serif OS fallback. Okay, so just put sans serif in there. Okay, I'm fine with that. So we'll skip that other font and we'll just grab these two for now. Embed, this is our URL, and we'll add this to app setup PHP, I believe. Yeah, so this is where we're enqueuing all the styles. However, what I like to do is have two separate functions that run at two different priorities, where I just register things in one, and then I just enqueue them in the next one. Oh, I didn't know you could. Oh, smart. Register script. Get rid of this part. And now register Heresy fonts. And I'm not going to use ASPF, I'm going to use directly the URL that I got from Google Fonts. No dependencies, no version, however, and Sage main CSS, we do have a dependency of Heresy-fonts, so we'll include that. And there's not going to be any change visible to the site yet, but what we can do, and let me figure out which one is the main font. Is there even such a thing as a main font here? Oh yeah, there is Elmasiri boat, which we already said that. Maybe Elmasiri? Let me see if we have any other designs. No, that's all we have right now. Okay. Okay, that's fine. So I'll just set up the main font to be Elmasiri, and then we'll adjust later on. So in here, and the foundation documentation we have somewhere, font family. So we have global font size, we have body font family. So in the variables, a CSS file, I can do the following. I can say that my body font family is City, followed by, let's say, sans serif. Maybe that's good enough. And let's see if we can see any changes whatsoever. I expect a double quotes. Okay, I will use double quotes. That's fine. Okay, there we go. As you can see, our new font is now applied, and we have Heresy applied everywhere on the website. What was the weight? 400. Okay. And what is the default body font weight? We should have that somewhere. We have global weight. Normal. That's normal. Use for normal type, use for bold type, blah blah blah. Maybe we don't have let's figure out where it's getting its font weight. Okay, font weight normal. I changed 400, that's fine. Okay, cool. So we're good. So the fonts are in place. They're working. The next step, I guess, could be a background color. It seems like this is probably gonna be our pretty much our main background color. So let's just grab this one. It looks like black, but let's define a new variable for let's call it black. Oh, okay. And fonts, colors, typography. Okay, so they already have black and they have white. Body background. Yes, this is what we want to replace. Again, this is in that list of global list of variables that they use, and we can override them in our variables file. Let's see if I can just use black here. It's gonna yell at me if I just use it like that. Okay, compiled successfully. If we look over the site, beautiful. You can't see anything, but that's fine. I guess what's our standard color? So yellow is all links. I guess it's gonna be this white. Okay. Okay. So let's see. We're gonna want to have white. Okay, so we can override white as well. I don't know if we should, but yes. Body font family, body font color. There we go. So we want body font color to be white. And is there anything about links? Foundation palette, used for buttons, callout links, etc. Always be a color code primary. I guess we can change our primary color right there. So the primary color appears to be this one. So let's grab this and define a new variable. Oops. Primary color. Oh, that's already there. Let's see what it does. Primary. Yeah, I don't see a primary color. Okay. Primary color is this one, and primary here is our primary color, essentially. I'm not sure about secondary. I'll have to figure it out. Let's look at the browser, and there we go. Our links are now yellow as they are in the design, so that's pretty cool. We have a bunch of links at the bottom. Copyright, blah blah blah. Okay, so next I guess I can start working on the header. First of all though, I need to figure out how much of the header is going to be the same between the different pages. So the logo and the menu currently seem to be the same, and this is specific to the home page. Okay, so I guess let's follow this one instead because it's more accurate. 200 pixels wide. Oh, so I'm gonna have to grab some of my code from the other project because I already did some of this stuff. But let's see. So first of all, we need to figure out where this stuff is being rendered. Hold on a second. Let's define somewhere pages first. Change sample page to be home, or I guess it could be introducing Heresy. Okay, let's call it a page introducing Heresy. Do some Heresy. Update it. Let's add. Okay, let's have another page called the team, I guess, and we'll take it from there. Add new page, the team, publish. Okay, and in settings reading, we're going to want to select a static page for our home page, save the changes. And let's reload the home page. And as we can see, it says introducing Heresy now, and then blah blah blah. This is an example page and whatnot. Okay, so now we have to figure out where header and stuff are located. All of those are going to be in our views folder, and it's just a matter of finding out which file exactly it is that we need. We do have a layout here, which is in this app blade PHP. And again, if you're not familiar with the Laravel and with the views, so Laravel views are parsed, I guess, by the Blade engine. So there's a bunch of template tags that you can use that are, similar to PHP code, but they're written more simply, I guess, and they allow you to do different things easily without too much of a hassle. So for example, here's this one, which is at PHP, and then something, and then at end PHP. All this does is, this is the equivalent of just doing this, essentially. So it's pretty much the same thing. Once this view is compiled, it will compile to this, perhaps. You have conditionals, like here you have an if some condition, then do this, and if you do have else and else if, I think as well. You can include things, so you can include other views, and any dots are replaced with slash, essentially. you can extend templates, views, I guess. You can have, for example, this app blade PHP as the main view that is extended from pretty much all of the other views. So if we open, for example, 404 blade PHP, we can see that it extends layouts.app. So it looks for layouts within the views folder, layouts/app.blade.php. And yeah, there's a cool things that you can do with views, with blade views. They're very handy, and they make a maybe easier to work with some stuff. Like they make it easier to keep logic out of your views, which is a good thing. But again, because you can even write regular PHP in there, you can still stuff your templates with logic and grabbing variables and whatnot, which is not ideal. So this section content is going to show up right here with this U tag. So yield content is going to look for a section in the current view that is called content, and if it finds one, it's going to grab its content, grab whatever's within that section, and place it in here instead of this yield tag. But what we can find here is that we do have an include for partials.header. And if we go to that file, we can find that code essentially that's going to render things in the header. So if I add some code here and I go back to the site, we can see that this code is now up here at the top. So that's pretty cool. Now, let's see if we can grab the logo. Download elements. So I need this logo right here. Okay, so this is the PNG. That looks messed up. Okay, so let me download this. What? I don't want to open it. I just want to download it. Download. Okay. Wait. Did you just not ask me where to download? Oh, come on, Google. Ask me where to download. No. Yes. I'll download again. There we go. That's much better. Add-on domains, local heresy, web app, themes, heresy, resources, assets, images, and I'll call it heresy logo PNG. I don't know if we'll even need this to be in there, but that's fine. So now we're going to go to customize, and we're going to go to site identity, site icon. Okay, so maybe site icon is not the best thing to use. Let's get rid of just not a WordPress site, and hit publish. Okay, so for right now we're going to just hard code this, and we'll do this like so. So here's our image tag, and it will be resource. What was it? We can see this in not assets. And the setup PHP file. Asset path. styles main CSS. Okay, so I guess we have images, Heresy -logo PNG. Okay, let's save this and look at the browser again. And it's broken. Why are you broken? What? Oh. Really? Import function. I don't know if I can import a function. Okay, there we go. So the problem here was that the asset path function is actually within the app namespace. And so without using that in here, it doesn't work. So there's that. And this thing is going a little crazy. Come on. Joe. What are you doing? I'm not changing anything. Okay, let's try and hard reload. Maybe that'll fix it. Okay. I think maybe we're good for now. I don't know. We'll leave it as is. Okay. So now I have the logo in there. What else can we add in there? We can add the menu. Like I said though, I'm going to grab some of the code from the previous project since I already have figured this out. And open recent. Where you at? Back products. Does not exist. Okay. Really? I guess. Okay, hold on a second. New project. Oh my god. I just want to look at the other files from existing file. Okay. So locally source files are located in this document. Okay, whatever. Add-on domains, local pack products. Next. Existing server. Neither of those. Next, web path for project root. Project web path on your server. Append it to the server root URL. That's fine. New window. Okay, let's see. So in our resources, and our views, our app plate, we made a change to that. We have this off canvas menu. So we want to grab this and place it under at the beginning of the body. So right after the opening body tag. So what this is going to do is it's going to allow us. Hi Nasco. Yes, that's some great stuff. I would definitely not accidentally click delete for everyone. I mean, luckily there is a warning, so that's good. I might or might not have made critical buttons that don't show you warnings when you click them, and I might or might not have clicked them accidentally. But yes, Google is at least a little bit better in that sense. Okay, so we have this off canvas menu. So this is going to allow this cool effect where you click on the menu and just goes and it covers the whole page. Okay, so this is where the menu is going to be, but then we also need to set up the content with this off canvas content, which is right before the header and here, and everything else goes in a little bit, and we close it right before we close the body. Okay. I'm sure that's not going to be everything. I'm sure there's going to be something else that we need as well. Did that even work? Off canvas. Okay, we do have off canvas content and off canvas menu. I feel like we're missing some other stuff. Okay, so I think the classes are different. So yeah, this is wrap and then grid container instead of container. So this is grid container, content, main. Okay, yeah, that seems to be the same. Okay, yes, much better. Much better. But the same needs to apply for the header partial as well, I believe. Yeah, we have header and then a grid container inside of it. So partial's header, banner, this is grid container now. Okay. And this header again is different. So let's grab this header because it's a better version of the header. I'll keep this for right now. Okay, button. Oh, look at this. There's an asset helper. So I don't have to use app asset path. I totally forgot about that. Okay, and let's replace this. And let's see what we have. Okay, so now if this were to reload, I think it's supposed to reload. We're missing the button. Oh, yes, maybe if I was looking at the correct screen size. Okay. Well, kind of. We're still missing some stuff. But the grid container, as you can see now, has this stuff, which limits the content, how wide it's going to get. I made a gesture that was not visible, and that felt weird. Okay, the thing is, off canvas content. Oh, the button for the menu is probably not here actually, is it? Let's see. So this is our app, partial header, grid container. Okay, is it in the header? Yeah, it is in the header. Height for medium of canvas menu trigger. Which already have this. Oh, I had to include the yes. Which maybe I shouldn't include it. Let's see. Web, app, themes. And package JSON, I believe. Did we add? Foundation sites. No, I guess oh, foundation icon fonts, yeah. It is here. Okay. And I remember this was being included somewhere. Perhaps. I don't quite remember this. Maybe in setup? Let's see. No, the Google fonts. Okay, so maybe in styles main. Yes, here it is importing foundation icon fonts. Okay. So we'll do a couple of things in main CSS. We're going to add foundation icon fonts, and first we're going to install package JSON. Okay, well, foundation icon fonts. So let's install this package. Which command would I like to run? What? Okay. npm install save dev. Oh, but then it yells at me for using npm and yarn. Oh god. No, I didn't mean to do this. Okay, let's make sure. Okay, there's no npm stuff. Yarn install. Yes, yarn install save dev. Okay, yarn install save dev. This one. Install has been replaced with that. Okay. Missing list of packages to add to your project. What? What do you mean? What? Yarn add help. It's the same help. Okay. Packages flex. Yeah. Each command has its own way of accepting parameters. So that's a little bit fun, but at least it's documented. You just have to read it. Okay, so this is good. And if we save this, you should be able to resolve this. There we go. And if we look at the browser, we now have this teeny tiny icon right here. Woohoo! And it even works. Yay! Okay. However, we are going to use a much cooler icon for the menu, which is essentially the outline of the logo. So I'll have to replace that for sure. I have to make the logo smaller and adjust some of this positioning here. Okay, so let's see. So this 45 pixels, give or take 35 pixels. Interesting. And it's 80 by 80, give or take. So what if I say 80 pixels width? Okay. Yeah, that looks about fine. So this is our banner brand, and then we have the image. Okay. So in our SCSS, we're going to look for a good place for the header styles. And styles, layouts, header SCSS seems like a perfect place for that. And we can just say banner brand image with 80 pixels. So I'll take care of that. I am going to have to figure out a good way to space these out. So 45 pixels, 80 pixels. Okay. So the banner itself, maybe banner and then grid container. grid container. I wanted to have a bunch of padding, so 80 pixels on top, 35 pixels on the right, a bunch of pixels on the bottom. I don't know, maybe 100-ish. Oh, but I should be using remcalc. So remcalc is a utility function that converts. Why are you complaining? Okay, that converts pixel measurements into rem measurements, and that's nice. The cool thing about rem units is that they're relative to a size that you set on your whole document. I think on the body or HTML. I'm going to lie to you about that. So check your facts. But the cool thing about that is that if you change the size of, you can use the media query to change the size of your root element, and thus changing all of the sides further down the line without doing any other code. The browser just does it for you, which is very, very useful. Let's say 100 and then remcalc 45. Okay, it's not complaining to me. Compiled, there we go. And now this is spaced a little bit. I don't know if it's exactly like it is there, but that's fine. Let's adjust this preview to be 375. Okay. Oh, okay, that makes sense. There we go. That looks a little bit better. Yeah. The next thing would be to make this menu icon go on the other side. So I guess off canvas menu trigger is how I'll target it. And let's say that it's going to float to the right. The thing is, it's not. Oh, it's vertically centered with the other one, with the logo. Oh, that's my favorite thing. I wish I knew more CSS3 so I would be able to easily do that. Right now I'm just gonna float it to the right, honestly. I'll think of a way to set it up later. Okay, and at the same time I do want to get rid of this little eye thingy, because we're not going to use that. We're going to use the pretty cool image instead. Float right and background image, and I'll download this one real quick. Icon menu, is it only in SVG? Yes, it is. That should be fine. Okay, let's download that. Okay, menu icon. Now, if I can only remember what I'm supposed to use here. Components. Oh, let's find in path URL. Nothing to show. Thanks. Okay. My guess would be it's going to build. No, it's not going to build. I'm not sure. Okay, well let's try. Let's just try images slash menu icon SVG and see if that works by any chance. It's compiling, it compiled. Oh, it worked. Cool. Okay. So can we be old-fashioned and use button type image? How did that even work? Oh no, let's not. Nah. But okay, I'll have to adjust the size of this. Which the image is supposed to be roughly 33 by 35 pixels. Let's see, width 33 pixels, height 35 pixels. No, not quite. And background, repeat, none. No repeat, I mean. Background, position, center, yeah, okay. That seems about right. So let's make those adjustments. Width should be remcalc 35 pixels, 35. Height should be remcalc 35. And background, repeat, no repeat. And background, position, center. Let's save this real quick. It's compiling. Okay. Now it's good. I click it, it works. The thing though is our mobile menu should take up the full width of the page. And again, I already did this in the other project. So I'm going to shamelessly copy from there. If I can only remember where it is. That is, of course. Layouts, header, off canvas menu container, off canvas menu close, wrapper, menu close, menu. The thing is, this is the off canvas. Yeah, this is off canvas menu container. I think it might be in the variables. Let's see, command variables, course off canvas. There we go. Yeah, off canvas sizes small should be 100 viewport width and medium 100 viewport width. So that means it's gonna take up the whole width of the page, regardless of whether we're in the small breakpoint or in the medium breakpoint. So let's send these over to variables. And the way I found these out last time was I was able to, let me show you here as well again. So if I inspect this and I can see on this one, I believe. So here it is width 250 pixels, and it has the exact place where it's happening. So it's in the off canvas SCSS on line 464, which includes off canvas position, right, horizontal, 464, yeah. Which if we open this file, so this is off canvas SCSS. Yeah, so here it is, off canvas SCSS. If I look this up, here's the mixin off canvas position. What it does is it checks the position and it includes the width for a given size. So if the position is left, in our case the position is right. So if the position is right, it does some things. And then for each for all of the sizes, and name whatever that is, but essentially it goes through and it includes a breakpoint and includes a width of that particular size. So these sizes are somewhere. I think that led me to look up the documentation, and let me make sure that I'm not saying the wrong information, but I think the documentation does have off-canvas sizes. I think the documentation, yeah, there it is. If you look up something about off-canvas, you eventually find that. And yeah, there it is. It has a map with a default value of just small 250 pixels, but I want to make sure that the medium one gets full width as well. With that being said, if I just save my file and wait for library loading to update, expect an indent on top. Yes, okay. If I fix the issues and then wait for it to recompile again, it will. Let me adjust this a little bit. There, that's better. We have a white page. Fun. When we click on that, we have a white page, and that's because I said that the background should be white. But our background will not be white because we have a specific design for the menu, and it does have a specific color for it as well, obviously. Which that is right here. Here's the code, the color code. I grab that and I place it over somewhere. I don't think I'm using this anywhere else. No. I think this is probably going to complain to me. Let's see. Oh, it didn't complain. Okay. Perfect. There we go. So now I have a black thing with a black close button. Perfect. It's supposed to be yellow though. Off canvas menu item core. That's going to change. Close button. Where's the close button getting its core from? Okay, it's gray. Foundation close button. It includes close button. Okay, interesting. What if we go back and look for close button? Nothing here. Close button. What? Final CSS output of this component. Oh, close button core, there it is. Yeah, it's using dark gray. We don't want to use dark gray. What we do want to use is the same color as our primary color. So, primary color. Okay. Wait for it to update. And our color is now yellow. Perfect. Okay. We even have size here, which is convenient. Let's try and play with it in here. 2M. Small, medium, number or map. Okay. 3. Yeah, let's say 3 maybe. Okay. Close button size. Not sure if just a number will work. I guess it does not work. Okay, let's say it's 3M specifically. Let's see what happens. Okay, there we go. Okay, cool. So now we have this and that. Home about team tournaments. I can at this point set up my pages, the rest of them. So we have home about team tournaments. Let's do that real quick. Close this. I guess let's just add custom links for right now. Remove this. Change this to just team. Main menu. Custom links. Tournaments. Age of Empires 2 about Age of Empires 2 and content/contact. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be like that. Let's pretend it's supposed to be like that. Guess about us there. This is going to be the primary navigation. Again, save the menu and reload this page and see what we have here now in the menu. Okay, an ugly menu, but that's fine. It's a menu nonetheless. Again, I do have some bits and bobs of code that I can copy. Off canvas menu close. So let's grab these real quick. Yeah, that's a good start. We have the off canvas menu trigger. Okay, let's save this and see where we are. Oh, it's probably, I didn't feel, okay. Whew. Okay, but it's the wrong color, of course. That's fine. I don't need to change the color actually. If I keep them the default color, should be fine. Okay. Oh, they need to be white. Really? Okay. I guess. So I guess let's go back here and change this to white. Okay. Font size should be 19 pixels, it says. Calc again for 19. What's the difference between two items? 26 pixels. Yeah, so right now we have too much spacing. 15, 20. Let's set it at 10. See how it is. Okay. Looking a little bit better. The whole thing needs to space down, move down a bunch. Okay, so we already have padding on off-canvas menu container, but we need more than that. It seems like a little bit too much, to be honest though. That's fine. Okay. So off-canvas menu container, max width, again rem calc here, and here as well. I will change it to 100. Yep. And then 50 pixels. Okay, let's see how that looks like. Okay, so that moved it further down. Still not as down as it is compared to here. Yeah, 166 here. That's fine. So what about the close button then? Close wrapper, text line right. What if we also add nope. Okay, so the close button should be absolute position, isn't it? Position absolute. Okay. Yes. Position right top. I could change it here, but I feel like we might end up using this somewhere else, so I will change it. Hey Dynamica J. I don't check on my chat way too often yet. I need to do more of that. Yeah, so I want to move this button a little bit further down. But I'll do it for this particular one in this case. So let's see, off canvas menu close. Let's see, do we have that? We do have that. We have a font size here, which really is unnecessary. Yeah, okay, so that's unnecessary. Padding is not bad to have. Okay, and then I'll say that I want top to be rem calc of, let's say 100 pixels. Is that too much? It's probably too much. Yeah, that's a little bit too much. Okay, so let's go for 70-ish. 60 pixels. Okay, I change it to 60. Let's see what we get. Should stay in the same place essentially. Okay. So far we have these. This is supposed to be bold though. Okay, so I'm missing this part. I'm going to add it in here. So we have font size, and let's add font weight as well. Bold. Okay, there it is. We do have a search bar in here. I'm not too concerned with it just yet, so I'll leave it aside for the moment. And I'll just consider that we are mostly done with the menu here. So that's pretty cool. What is that? 1:10 a.m. I should probably finish soon. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this background if I can. Okay, let's see about adding this background, and then I will wrap up the stream for today. Okay, so this is the header background. And yeah, let's download that. I swear download used to be Shift D. Is it not? Guess not. Okay. Download mobile header background. This can probably be optimized, by the way, this image. PNG smush, is that what it was? Tiny PNG, yes. Yeah, okay, much better. 50 kilobytes. cool. I will replace it in place, and I will apply this image to the header section. And I'll do this by setting it on the banner over here. So banner should have background image of images / mobile header PG, not PNG. Okay, and background size of cover, maybe. Not even cover though. Oh, let's just say it's cover for the moment. And background position of top left. Is it top left or left top? I always forget. Okay, there it is. There's our image. It seems to be positioned correctly. Let's just see what happens if we... Yeah, okay. Top right. That's the same thing. Okay. So that looks good to me. Background size, if we wanted to match the design, it would probably have to be something like 200% auto? No. 150% auto? No. 120% auto? Somewhere along those lines. Oh, I do want to set up background repeat. No repeat. Okay, well, let's do 120% auto for the moment, and we'll see how that works out, because it might not work well. Yeah, because you can see the guy's eye a little bit here. Oh, we should have much less padding on the bottom, specifically 40-ish pixels. From the logo down to this part on the page that doesn't have the big header, we have much less spacing. So we'll need to adjust that as well. And I guess this is offset a little bit. So it's not top, it's probably something more like minus 10%. Doesn't work, really? Doesn't work. Minus 10%, 0. Okay, 0 minus 10%. Plus 10%. 20. 10. 10 is probably better. And yes, 0. Okay. So I'm going to make those adjustments real quick. Background size, that remains 120% auto. Background position, 0 for we want it to be left aligned, and then 10% we want to offset it up a little bit. Background repeat, no repeat, that's correct, yes. And yes, I need to adjust the padding of the grid container in here. So we want bottom padding to be let's just say 40 pixels. And once it updates, there we go. So that's much better. It is not pixel perfect, but it's decently close, I have to say. Yeah, cool. Okay, well, with that being said, I do plan on getting some sleep tonight. So I will end the stream here. I hope that you enjoyed the stream, and I hope you maybe learned something new. Let me know what it is in the comments, or here or on YouTube. Usually I stream every Thursday at noon PST, or 8 p.m. UTC. But next Thursday is going to be an exception, and I'm not 100% sure yet. I will maybe stream on Wednesday instead of Thursday next week, but not 100% sure yet. You can follow me on Twitter, which is up there. Follow me on Twitter. I will post when I'm going to stream next for next week as soon as I know. And yeah, just recap real quick what we did today. We started a new project, the Team Heresy website. We set up the project in PHP Storm. We set up our GitLab repository for the project. We set up Bedrock. We set up Sage, and we started working on some of the design, applying some of the design to the actual website, and obviously installing WordPress as well. And yeah, that's where we are. Next week I'm going to keep working on the site. Most likely the first thing I'll do is handle the whole footer section. You know, adding the widgets here with the links, adding the social media links, adding the copyright notice and stuff like that. And once that is done, then I'll probably move on to looking into individual pages and starting to build out those. And yeah, that's about it. Further down the line for this project in particular, there will be another fun thing, which is not WordPress related, but it's going to be pretty cool. This year, the current tournament, it's not actually going to be on the website. It's going to be an iframe because this is an existing website. AOE2 calendar. There it is. Yeah, so this is the current design. What I'm going to do, because all the code is on GitHub, I'm going to check out the code on GitHub, and I'm going to try and apply the new design to this existing project, which runs in a completely different thing. It's not WordPress, it's all other stuff, Node, I think, and stuff like that. Written in React, specifically Next.js. So yeah, that's gonna be a fun thing. I'm going to work on the new design and submit a pull request once I'm done, so that the new design can be implemented on the website, so that we can then pull this as an iframe directly onto the new Heresy website. So that's also going to be fun, something fun that I'm looking forward to. And yeah, that's about it. With all that said, I would love to see you next time or hear from you. Have a good evening, day, or night, whatever it is for you. And I will see you next week.